And now it is time to welcome our first guest in a segment we call Pawparazzi. Milo the Toller is an extraordinary dog at only 5 years old. Milo has been a model, the host of the popular Drooling for Treats cooking show, an Instagram star, and he has appeared on several high-profile TV shows. Milo and his dog mom, Jen Bennett, join us now from Southern California. Hi there, Jen. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm checking out Milo back there. It looks like he may have stayed out late Halloween night. He might still be recovering from all those treats, huh?
Yeah, we got up early, did a lot of farm chores, so he's a little bit tired.
There you go. I know he's a character. Do you get him dressed up for Halloween, or do you just kind of hang tight on the homestead? What's your approach?
We do dress him up for Halloween. Halloween's such a fun time. He was a chicken this year and hung out with our roosters and chickens.
That's so great. He's like, I just feel like you just get me, right? Finally. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. So I'm curious, Jen, when did your love for dogs first begin?
Well, I always grew up with dogs, and I couldn't imagine life without having a dog. So when I moved out from my parents' house, I was like, I need my own dog. What kind of dog should I get? And I always grew up with golden retrievers and had golden mixes. And so I was doing some research about things that I like to do. Like I like to hike and swim, and I wanted a dog that was really smart, that could do tricks. And I lived in an apartment at the time, so I wanted somebody that, wasn't too big, that could maybe have the apartment life. And I found Milo's breed, which is Nova Scotia Duck-Tone Retriever. And I had never met one, but I was like, oh my gosh, they're so cute. They look similar to a golden, but smaller. And I researched them online, and I found a lady close by who had some, and she was an agility trainer, and I asked her, could I come meet your dogs? I really want to meet this breed. And she was so nice, and that's kind of how I fell in love with the breed.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, walk me through maybe some of the differences between, say, a tolling retriever and other similar breeds.
So they're in the retriever family, so they're kind of similar to like a golden. So a lot of people think that he's a golden retriever, but usually, like, look wise, they're smaller and they have white markings. And Milo has a pink nose, but they also come with black noses. But I think they're much smarter than golden retrievers. He's crazy smart. You know how a lot of those dogs have those talking buttons that they press to talk? Milo doesn't need that. Like you clearly knows, especially at the age he is now at 5. We're like super bonded. I know what he's saying. He knows what I'm saying, like, very clearly.
So sweet.
And then as far as energy level, I would say that they need a lot more, since they are so smart, they need a lot more mental stimulation than a golden retriever would need, and probably a similar energy level. But the one thing that tollers have that goldens don't is this, they call it the toller scream. And when they get really excited, they have this high-pitched yelp scream kind of thing. That's something that you have to be aware of with the breed.
It's hard for me to imagine. I'm looking at Milo back there. He's like, I am just gonna let mommy do all the talking right now. It's so cute. Now, speaking of talking, you have such a special bond with him. How did you figure out how to best communicate with him? I think as a lot of dog moms, we're always trying to unlock like the key, to communicating with our pets.
I feel like it's just really listening, where you have such busy lives that you don't really notice the little clues that they give you. Like, we live on a farm now, and we don't have a doggy door. It's not really safe for him to just go outside whenever he wants, because we have coyotes and bears and bobcats and all kinds of stuff. But so he tells me very, he'll scratch on the door or he'll just kind of like look at me. And so it's just kind of like you have to pay attention because they just give you very subtle cues. But if you're paying attention and you have that bond with them, like he tells me for breakfast, he'll give him his typical food. And then he'll look at me and be like, hey, I would like an egg on this.
Come on, Mom, it's missing something.
Yeah, so you just have to pay attention to those cues.
Yes, you just know. And I think that speaks to him, how much you care for him, how much you care about him, that he's a priority in your life. We talk about this a lot, but today a lot of us are just flat out distracted. And then we wonder why we have behavioral problems with our pets, right? When a lot of times saying, hey, remember me? You've been out all day, but I've been waiting for you. Let's go play. Or something good to eat. They say that.
You would get upset too if you're to keep telling someone, hey, I need this, and you're not listening to that.
Yes, exactly. Now, I love all the adventures that you've been able to go on with Milo. Speaking of bonding and time together, I mean, he's become quite the star. I mean, we've seen he's been in pictures and ads and videos and pretty much everywhere online, I think. But how did you get Milo started and kind of say his walk of fame?
Well, I had a toddler before Milo, and we were so bonded, like me and Milo were. So to get bonded with Milo, I wasn't really sure what to do because, they're a little puppy. They don't know you yet. You don't know them. Like, how are you going to bond with them? And so my boyfriend told me, maybe you should start an Instagram just for him. So it would be, a good place where you could feel free to post whatever you want. And, you feel like your friends aren't going to want to see a million pictures of your puppy, but apparently they do. So that's kind of like how Instagram started. It was just kind of a way for me and me to really pay attention to Milo and bond together and teach him new tricks and stuff for Instagram was really fun. And that's just kind of kept snowballing from there.
So sweet. You got up to 1,000 followers and you were really excited, but I'm sure you've grown even tremendously since then.
Yeah, we have on Instagram, we have 150, something like that now. And TikTok, we have way more than that. I don't even remember how many.
So fun, Jen. What do you think allowed you to kind of cut through the clutter? Because there are so many, folks who want to be stars and want their dogs to be stars. What do you think it is that sets you and Milo kind of apart from the rest?
I think what sets us apart is that we weren't really doing Instagram for that purpose. We were just being genuine and posting things that we like and that we care about. We really care about nature and gardening and flowers and food. And so we just wanted to share that and share our knowledge of, we have a butterfly garden, what we plant in our garden. And, for food, we grow lots. Now we live on a farm, but we didn't when we first started. But, our knowledge of food, and we have a whole blueberry section. We've partnered with Sierra Club about nature and pollinator partners for butterflies. So we just kind of do what we like and try and educate people along the way.
So sweet. And really, I think it inspires people to get outside too and see what they can do with their animals and what the animals are capable of, because, it's kind of an artificial world, but when you can take it and use it for good and to inspire, love that. That is so cool, Jen. I imagine you're pretty busy with it all of these posts. And do you ever feel like it's hard to come up with new creative ideas, or were you just built for this?
I just try not to put the pressure on myself. I try and post a couple times a week. I used to try and post every day. But, then it's well, some days you're busy and you can't. So I just give myself a break, kind of, not be so okay, every day I have to post this and then I have to do this. And some people, it's not for us, we don't make money off of it. So it's not really a business. It's just something we do for fun. And especially on Instagram, we really connect with our followers there. And it's just a really fun community to have and be a part of.
That's awesome. I love your authenticity, and no doubt, even if there is no pay in it, you're paying it forward in a sense, right? And I'm sure that makes you all attractive to, perhaps folks who are looking for show guests. I mean, you all have been on Good Morning America and Access Hollywood. I want to know how all of this happened. You're probably like, whoa, I never thought this would really happen, but it did.
So Good Morning America, we got a call from them that were like, oh, we want Milo to be Pet of the Week for Good Morning America. And it was like the height of the pandemic. And so we just did like a Zoom interview with them, but it was live. And it was very exciting. We had to get up super early in the morning because we're on the West Coast, they're on the East Coast. And they fell in love with Milo's show that we do, which is called Droolin' for Treats. He does a little cooking segment where he's the host of it, and they just love the show so much. So I think they saw that, and that's why they wanted him. And then same for Access Hollywood. They also love Milo's show, Droolin' for Treats, and wanted us to come and do a Christmas special. So me and Milo went on the show and with Mario Lopez, which was super cool to meet him.
So great.
And we made little candy cane dog cookies. And after the show, he came back up to me and Milo and were like, those cookies look so good. Can I take the ones that we made home for my dogs? And I was like, of course. And he was so excited to take them home.
That is so awesome. And tell me more about Drooling for Treats too, because this sounds like a really fun show to watch with our dogs. A little bonding time, a little cuddle time, and
yeah,
Jen and Milo.
We mostly have it on YouTube because Instagram doesn't do long form content anymore. But it's Milo is the chef of the show, so we make it look, seem like he's doing the whole cooking. And he makes dog food, so he's made, like for Mario Lopez, those candy cane Christmas treats. For Halloween, he made this Halloween smoothie with some Halloween cookies. We did butterfly cookies and did in the show we talk about monarchs and how we were raising them and how we did all that in the show too. So we just, we want our dogs to eat healthy and not put sugar in the cookies and stuff like that. So none of our cookies have sugar or
That's great.
anything too sweet for their teeth and stuff.
Does he have different howls for different tastes or things like, oh, yum, or his little screech? Or I can only imagine all the creativity that goes into it. And my imagination's running wild right now, Jen.
But Milo's so smart that we were filming the show and my brother-in-law was helping me for the first time. So he doesn't really know all that Milo could do yet. And I said, just ask. Whatever you come up with, just ask me and see if Milo can do it. And he says, oh, can Milo put parchment paper down on a cookie sheet? Like grab a piece of parchment paper and put it down the cookie sheet. And I was like, sure, let's try. And immediately he got it. Put it right down. It was like such a good episode. It was so fun.
So great. I mean, what a smart canine, like you said. It sounds like he is just such a treat. I know that on Instagram, I was taking a look at it, and you have so many beautiful pictures. You mentioned that you love the outdoors. Where did you get the idea to use nature as a background? And obviously you even moved, after starting the process. And I know I get to hear the rooster in the background. I love it. It sounds like just a beautiful setting where you are, but it seems like it's a passion for you, but also your followers have responded to it too. So maybe how did all that come about?
Well, I'm a florist, so I just love flowers and nature and hiking, and Milo loves to go hiking with me too, and growing food. So it's all kind of, if you look at our Instagram, it's mostly pictures of us outside. So that it just was like a natural way to get into it. And on the farm, we have a whole butterfly garden, and we have butterflies everywhere. In our old place, we mostly had monarchs, but now I'm seeing new butterflies I've never seen before, like a buckeye butterfly. I just found a bunch of them, which was fun. And then we have we have about 60 orange trees, so we have lots of swallowtails around.
Wow.
And it's just really pretty. And Milo's used, in our old place, we had monarchs everywhere. So he's very used to butterflies around. So it just kind of, with flowers and butterflies, kind of lend itself.
So beautiful and so sweet. I mean, there's just something about a dog and a butterfly. You have to have a certain sweetness about you and self-control as an animal to just interact with a butterfly like that. I mean, that's just a beautiful, sweet moment. So many of them that have been captured.
Yeah. So I think it was 2019, we had a huge butterfly migration through Southern California, and it was all painted lady butterflies. They kind of look like a monarch, but they're smaller. So they're like orange and black, but smaller. And there was thousands of them. Like, you would just go outside, you had to notice, even if you're not a nature person, like they're everywhere.
Beautiful.
And that's kind of how Milo first noticed butterflies, because there were just so many everywhere. And we went on a hike, and it was just so magical and so cool to see that many butterflies.
What memories, what memories. That's so amazing. You know, we've been talking about how Milo's been relaxed back there, and I'm wondering how important it is for him, Jen, just the right mix of a mental and physical stimulation. You know, because I imagine if he doesn't get the exercise that he needs, it's probably hard to get him to cooperate in these different settings, right? With these different jobs and opportunities. So how much does that come into play with what you do and your approach to your day with him?
Well, now that we're on the farm, we don't have any fences or anything, and I have the awesomest neighbors. So they don't really care if we go walk on their property either. So we just kind of walk around in the morning, and he's off leash, so he gets to run around, and we just have balls everywhere. So we're constantly playing ball and catch and everything. And Milo's very good at it. You throw them a ball, he'll come and put it right back in your hand when he wants to keep playing. And then he kind of tires himself out, so he'll just lay down in the corner somewhere like I'm done.
There you go. Now, do you give him any special kind of diet? I know we talk to different experts and different folks with different ideas about what's best, but are you passionate about any certain approach when it comes to meeting his nutritional needs? I know you mentioned you give him an egg. What a treat.
Yeah. So we have chickens and ducks, so we have lots of eggs on the farm. So he always gets an egg. He loves that so much. And we also have a veggie garden. So I try and like incorporate things that I eat that I know dogs can eat. Yes. So he gets a lot of, you know, he loves carrots and he loves broccoli and all that kind of stuff. I try and give him all that. I give him chicken and just other things to mix it up. So he's not constantly eating just like the same thing every day.
And all those nutrients, it's so good for him. That's so sweet, Jen, that you take that time to do that, because it is a labor of love, but it's worth doing.
Yeah.
I know that you care a lot about giving back too, and I don't want to miss the opportunity to touch on that for you. Tell us about what different charitable organizations that you've partnered with.
We've partnered in the past with the Sierra Club, and we did like a little live video with them about what plants to plant for monarch butterflies, and that was super fun. So it's just important for butterflies, all butterflies really, that you don't use pesticides in your garden, because that, you know, poisons them and all the pollinators and stuff like that. And then for monarchs, it's good to plant milkweed. That's the only host plant for them. And so there's native milkweed in whatever areas that you live in. So like if you're in Florida or California, it would be different what your native plants would be. So that's something that people can look into. And then just, you know, flowers. Everyone likes flowers. So like plant more flowers in your garden that are butterfly friendly. So then you'll have your own butterfly garden and have butterflies everywhere. And it's such an awesome thing.
It's the best. My kids, when they were growing up, they loved monarchs. And one of my children, when he was in a pre-K class, his teacher had a fake monarch butterfly that she would move around the classroom. And every day they'd come in and they'd, oh, where's Mr. Butter today? They'd say, where's Mr. Butter? And then when they'd see a butterfly at home, they'd say, oh, there's Mr. Butter. There's Mr. Butter. They're beautiful. And I mean, butterflies are so symbolic of new life too, and you know how we all change, and I think it's really fun. Jen. Do you have big plans for Milo in the future? I know your wheels are probably always turning and you're super creative. So when you look into his future, do you have any hopes or any dreams you'd like to accomplish with him?
I think it'd be really fun to do a children's book. We were kind of working on something like that for him, would be awesome. And I would love for his show to be like on Food Network, so if someone knows somebody, or Magnolia Network.
Okay.
It's so cool to make it into a real TV show for everyone to watch, because who doesn't want to cook for their dog or have a dog cook for them?
Great. That would be great, Jen. And then what's the best way for our audience to just find out more about what's going on with Milo and all of his adventures?
We can check out us on Instagram at Milo the Toller, or our website at milothetoller.com.
Okay, we're going to do that. It's so much fun talking with you, Jen. Thank you so much for making the time for us, and you take care.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for watching this Dog Mom News clip. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more awesome and informative Dog Mom News content. And while you're at it, ring the bell so that you can find out about more content in real time. You don't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, everyone.